Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your May 2019 monthly readings. It is May 1st. Hopefully I get them all out. I don't know if I will. I gotta be honest, you guys. Alright. So this is the No Show and Grow readings. It's about the self. Alright. So I'm using different tarot cards. This month I am guided to I'm gonna read some stuff from apparently I can't speak. I'm going to read some stuff possibly from the book. We'll see what comes out. Or there are animals on these cards, so I'm going to read it from an actual source. I recommend that you guys research these animals on your own, or things that you feel guided to understand a little more. You will find what you need, okay? I'm just going to give you the message. Don't shoot the messenger. All right. And I feel like we had some of these cards last month for some reason. It's in different orders. I kind of find a pattern between when I'm doing air signs, earth signs, fire signs. They all seem to be going through something similar. It just comes out in a different way for each individual sign in that group. So fire signs have been getting similar cards, however, in different placements. And they have different areas to work on, but similar issues, all right? Like we're all going through the same thing pretty much, you know? The first card you got is I Am Simple. This is what you need to know, okay? So we'll get into that a little more. You have I Am Crown, all right? Aries had this too. I read it from the internet. We will do that again. And then you have I Am Humor. This is what you need to grow. I feel like you're... it's weird because Sagittarians are quite funny. So you guys seem to be a lot more serious these days. I'm not sure why. It could be because Jupiter's retrograde, maybe? I don't know. I'd say for Sagittarius, like, be careful. I got strong Virgo on my chart, so I tend to get injured in the most absurd ways. But when Jupiter's retrograde, accidents are a little more prone to happen with Sagittarians. I don't know about you guys, but I ended up injuring my foot of all areas, like my foot, where hopefully it's not going to be a long-term issue. We have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Sun card. And the Fool, okay? So Sagittarius, one of the keys to this month is to remember that sometimes you have to play the fool to fool the fool. So not everybody needs to know everything, all right? There's also this sense here, I don't know, like I got like you guys were more serious, but it's almost like you guys are a little more scared to take chances, which is, it's like unusual. I don't want to say unusual because Sagittarians everybody thinks that, you know, fire signs are foolish, but in taking chances, you know, like Aries jumping the gun, you know, like Sagittarians tend to take more calculated risks. It could seem risky to other people, but they've considered all the pros and cons before they do it. But you're like, you got to get out of your safety net here, right? Like there's some worrying that you're doing if you leave a safety net of some sort. I'm not sure. It's just what I'm getting. So what you need to know is I Am Simple, the Four of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords, okay? So with I Am Simple, it's not overcomplicating things. This is kind of like the answers in the question, right? So it's like that saying, it's best not to assume things. Okay, like Sagittarius, this is not a month of assuming things, okay? And in that manner, like saying the answer is in the question, all right? When you assume things, the answer is in that question, all right? So like, or when you assume things, what does that mean? It means that you make an ass out of you and me. You know what I mean? Like the answer's right there in front of you. It's a lot more simpler than what you think. All right. So, like you have the Four of Pentacles here. If you see in this card, okay, she's quite wealthy. She's got all this jewelry and the Four of Pentacles is usually associated with somebody holding on to too much, right? So it's like you may have a lot of old stuff that you can get rid of and donate to those less fortunate because you have a lot more than what you need, all right? And with I Am Simple, this is like you don't need to be going and buying expensive things. Like that's not necessary, you know what I mean? If you're doing that often, then I would evaluate emotional shopping. Like you're emotionally shopping, right? Like you want to see where the actual issue is lying, like where it's stemming from. Okay, you have the Six of Swords. This is moving away from what no longer serves you. Okay, that's what I get. But with the Six of Swords, this is like, it could also, you have the Fool here, so this could be talking about planning a trip, all right? And this doesn't need to be, like with the Four of Pentacles being there, it's like, you don't need anything big and extravagant. This is like packing your cooler and going with a couple of friends or family members on a short trip, right? And why I say a short trip is because in this card here, generally speaking, in most of the Six of Sword cards, I don't want to say all of them because I don't know. But it's, you're not going to get far with this boat. You know what I mean? You're not going to make it across the ocean in it, you know? Like, I mean, you might be able to, but it's not wise. It wouldn't be recommended. You know what I mean? You would need an actual vessel to carry you along that long journey. This is like picking your destination and getting to it. All right, so a camping trip might be really good for you guys. Something simple. It's not an extravagant trip, right? Sharing is caring too. That's what's coming through. I know that's weird, but it's what's coming through. So this is like short trips to go see family members that you haven't seen in a while, or old friends even. You have somebody that's going through a hard time, they can come with you. With I Am Simple, this is like, don't overcomplicate things, okay? So with I Am Humor, I get like art with that, okay? Like creative. It's creative stuff, all right? Like, so if you wanted to start a business or turn your hobby into a business, so like art, for example, I gave this in somebody else's reading, and you think, oh, well, you know, I have to display it in exhibition, right? You don't have to, right, to sell your art, to get it out there. Okay, you can make a Facebook page, an Instagram page. I would recommend doing that with your artwork. But you can, you know, go to dentist offices. You can go to restaurants. You can go to doctor's offices, hang your art up there. They would make a commission off of that. That's the word. I was looking for that in another reading. It didn't come to me. They would probably get a commission off of that, though. Just be aware of that, right? You want to be aware of all the details, okay? You really want to think about things before you do them. There's simpler ways of doing that. You make jewelry or some sort of arts and crafts or something like that. Okay, well, buying a table at the flea market, you could, you know, the farmer's market, if you make food items, right? Like there's thousands of people that walk through there. It's like 25 bucks or something like that to get a table there, right? There's multiple ways of doing things here. Okay, like, and it's not complicated. It's not as complicated as you think. It's quite simple. So that means that, like, if you're having an argument with a person or somebody's holding on to a grudge or something, it's not a big complicated issue. It's actually something simple. All right. So it's like not spending enough time with the person. You're like, oh, well, the person's not there's it's childish behavior. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to get the words to what I'm feeling here. So it's like, if you're working all the time, fire signs tend to do this a lot. They work a lot, okay? Then, you know, there might be arguments occurring in the household because the person wants to spend more time with you, but they're not saying that. So it's like a simple solution. It's like carving out the time for the, with I Am Simple, for the actual things that have meaning to you, right? Like money comes and goes. You can always make more of it. You know, like you can always get a second job. You can always find a new job, you know, but people aren't replaceable. Right? Those have true value. So what has true value to you, right? The people in your life aren't replaceable. Once they're gone, they're gone. You know, like, so simplifying your life to what truly has meaning to you, if that makes sense. Okay, you do need to go out and have fun, like, and I'm not talking about like getting drunk or stuff like that. Okay, I'm talking about good, clean, hearty fun, and this isn't like church going fun. Okay, if you're in church, then sure, do that. This is like, you know, venturing outside and trying new things, like going biking, going, you know, kayaking, or rafting. Okay, and don't overcomplicate it, because it is simple. So there's a simple solution to your finances. All right, you don't have to financially go out and pay full cost for that. Whale watching, stuff like that, you can get it all in Groupon, third of the cost. All right, I'm feeling very serious energy right now. I just got super serious in your guys' reading. I don't know why. All right, not everything is black and white, you guys. Okay, when you mix those two colors, you get gray. All right, so find the gray area. I know people are like, oh, you're stuck at, well, there's a saying about the gray area, but it's like black and white, but you combine them, you get a third perspective or perception, right? It creates gray, is basically what I'm trying to say. Man, my words are not flowing or coming together. You have more than what you need, though. Like, so, I mean, what you need to show is I am crowned, the Knight of Swords, and the Sun card. So it's illumination with the Sun card, right? It's shining light on what no longer serves you. Okay, it's not what's in the darkness that you need to fear, because you can always shine light on darkness. Okay, but what's hidden behind light, I mean, you can't see that. You turn off the lights, it's dark, right? Like, but what's hidden in the light, you can't see what's behind the light, right? So that's like speaking to your subconscious, right? Like, consciously you're aware of things, but subconsciously you're not aware of why you do certain things, right? You really have to sit there and think long and hard about it. Okay, like, with I am crowned, the Knight of Swords, and the Sun. The Knight of Swords, how can we put it? This is referring to you, not others, okay? Sometimes we need to be knocked down a level to a knight level due to there's action that needs to be taken, and it's self-oriented, so it's only you that can do it, all right? Some of you might have a swords character that you can go out and have fun with. So it would be somebody you've known for a while, all right? But like, since you were a kid is basically what I'm getting, right? Like an old friend that you've known for 10 years, 15 years, or a sibling or somebody like that, right? You can go out and have some fun with them. Okay, but generally speaking, when the knights come up, this is action that needs to be taken, right? A quest. Like, if you think back to King Arthur's days, quests, right? They all go on quests. They venture out with very little on their journey. They meet a lot of interesting folk. They'll meet some folks that will take advantage of them. All right, they will offer them. It'll seem like it's kindness. Offer them a place to stay, but it's so they can take stuff from them, right? Or get information from them, right? So if they're like going out to look for treasure and somebody offered them a place to stay, well, then they would be wanting to know where that treasure is, and they'd probably be off going to try to find that. But however, sometimes you come across generous people. You know what I mean? They will give you shelter. Hopefully this is making sense. Okay, with the Sun card here, there's two rabbits in this card. Do you see him? Okay, the rabbit in the front, he looks very, or she, it could be a she, all right? Does not look the healthiest. I'm not gonna lie. If you look at that, it's very, it's like dwindling health there. Okay, and there's another rabbit behind, hiding behind here. You see that right there? And the rabbit in the front is like, peekaboo, I see you. Like, the rabbit behind is trying to hide, but didn't pick a very good hiding spot, you know? Like, 'cause this rabbit in the front is like, yo, man, I can see you. You're right there, you know? Like, you're right there. Like it's pretty, it's like, There's some sort of denial I'm getting from that card, which is weird. Like, it's almost like, you know, you're sitting there and you're like, nothing's wrong. You know, you're telling everybody nothing's wrong. Like, you have something happening and you're like, nothing's wrong. I'm great. I'm fine. You know what I mean? And then like people on the outside are like, no, you're not fine. You're coming in looking tired every day and you're like, I'm great. I got lots of sleep. And like, you got bags under your eyes and it's like, somebody's like, you look really tired, and you're like, I'm not tired, I'm great, you know, but everybody can tell that you're tired, where it's like there's some sort of something here that's obvious. um I don't know what it is, but it's quite like I'm getting like I want to laugh whenever I look at that card. I'm not sure why, or it's like something's very obvious and you're in denial about it, right? Like, it's like, oh, I don't need to change this, but you know you have to change it, but you're like, ah, no, I'm great, I'm great. Oh man. Okay. So with the crown, I'm gonna read this because this is talking about the crown chakra, which is the it's up in the head, right? Like, so you're all up in your mind, especially with the Knight of Swords here. I'm just gonna Google this, right? Okay. So it says the crown chakra, the 7th chakra. Okay. 7's a prime number. Why I said that, I have no idea. Maybe that's your lucky number, you guys. All right. It says the crown, or the 7th chakra, is located at the top of the head. Just as the root or first chakra connects us to Mother Earth, the crown chakra is our connection to the universe. In fact, the 7th chakra disperses the universal energy of life force into the 6 other chakras located below it. The crown chakra is termed as the, I'm not even going to try to say that, you guys. It's spelled Sahasrara. All right, the thousandfold chakra. Since it is pictured as a lotus having thousands of white petals. Okay. Location of the 7th chakra, top center of the head, midline between the ear. So I guess it's like the third eye. I could be wrong about that. Okay, it says the organs and functions connected to the crown chakra. Okay, so the Knight of Swords has to do with mental. All right, like thoughts, ideas, information. All right, so this is being the knight means that you're obligated by the universe to go out and get that. So if you're really old, like or really young, you're being put in the night phase. Like, it's up to you. You got to get it done. Like, nobody, it's not just going to fall in your lap. You know what I mean? You got to seek it out, where you got to go out and screw up a little bit, and then, you know, before you get it correct. But it's information, thoughts, ideas, things like that. You have to go out and make it happen. You have to go out and get the information. You have to go out and seek the source. All right? Like, you have knowledge, but you got to go find the person who has the wisdom. Okay? So it's like you're interested in a topic and you're a student. Well, you have to go to that course to learn from the teacher, right? Because they got the wisdom. You just got some knowledge, right? Okay, what does it say? Organs and functions connected to the crown chakra: head, brain, ears, eyes, pineal gland, skeletal and muscular systems, as well as the skin. Okay, it says open and well-balanced chakras. When all 7 chakras are open, optimally, not too much, not too little, they spin with energy and transmit it throughout the body. This helps the individual function properly physically and psychologically. On the other hand, even if one chakra is blocked or open too much, then the individual may experience frustration, ill health, and destructive thoughts, learning, concentration, and memory problems, physical illness, chronic disorders, aches and pains, as well as depression, and be attributed to imbalanced chakras. Depression can be attributed to imbalanced chakras. Hence, optimum balancing of the chakras is essential. Okay, and then it says overreactive 7th chakra. In the overactive or hyperactive mode, the 7th chakra can lead a person to have obsessive thoughts, such as individuals live in the past or constantly think about the future. This is like moving away from the past and too focused on the future. Overactive crown chakra can also give rise to obsessive spirituality, so much so that his other duties are neglected. Okay, and then it says underactive crown chakra, so it's like when it's blocked. All right, blockage in the crown chakra can render it inactive. Such a person tends to be rigid, selfish, and spiritually unaware. There is general depression, lack of joy, and loss of meaning or identity in his or her life. Blocked crown chakra can also lead to selfish thoughts, inability to see the bigger picture in life, and general lack of values and ethics. A person with a closed crown chakra gets no guidance from the supreme power. This fact tends to anger him, but he also feels unworthy of receiving such help in the first place. And then it says balancing the seventh chakra. Blocked or overactive crown chakra can lead to various physical elements such as depression, headaches, neurological issues, etc. Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, paralysis, epilepsy, multiple sclerosis, dementia, and etc. are also linked to imbalance in the seventh chakra. There are a few expert recommended techniques which can help us balance the seventh chakra optimally. The key here is to open the chakra just right, not too much, not too little. It says 1. Meditate upon the crown chakra, focus your attention on the top of the head, and clearly set your intention of balancing the chakra. Visualize the violet color. When doing this, thank the universe and feel the connection to the higher being. Since gratitude and contentment are the simplest ways of strengthening the chakra. Okay, it says crystal and gems like amber diamonds may be used when activating the seventh chakra. Aromatherapy helps with floral essence such as lotus, white tulip when applied to the pulse points and can aid meditation the process. So pulse points are like temples, right here between the noses, the wrists, like right here. Okay, pulse points up here as well. Tea tree oil also helps with headaches. You just need a little dab of that. That stuff is quite potent. It's a more naturopathic method for headaches. Okay, yoga is really good. I don't know if you guys are into yoga. Meditation can be harder for a fire sign, but it is recommending that. Another recommendation is detoxifying and fasting for a day or two. Is also recommended to balance the seventh chakra. Light meals, broths, stews, and soups, violet-colored fruits and vegetables, along with plenty of water, must be used to clear the crown chakra, enable it to receive the divine energy. All right, so I would recommend you guys doing some research on the crown chakra. And the Knight of Swords is there to I was going to say to justify that, but not really. Words not coming to mind, you guys. But it's there to back it up, right? Because the Knight of Swords is somebody who goes out there and gathers the information, right? Finds the truth out for himself. Can be blunt, not intentionally. They're just after the truth, right? But this is one of the fastest movers, all right? This guy is, or girl, is really fast, all right? You have the Sun card here, which is illumination. It's shining light on what no longer serves you. Again, the two rabbits here. Let's look up the rabbit, all right? What I know about the rabbit is that it has to deal with health. Okay, so it's like what you're eating, and that did come up with the chakras here, all right? So your health might be declining due to stress levels. You could be overeating, you need to get fit, or you're under nurturing yourself. The Sun would be putting illumination on what no longer serves you, right? Negative mindset, if that's it, then with the Knight of Swords here, you're thinking negatively or naive. You want to be aware of that, right? But again, you have the Fool here. All right, so sometimes you have to play the fool to fool the fool. Not everything needs to be spoken about, right? So you don't have to give everything out. And this is in what you need to show section, okay, when I'm reading. It says rabbit symbolism, okay? Rabbits find many avenues to communicate its magic with us. She comes to us in music and movies and books and timeless tales. The rabbit spirit animal carries strong energies of hope, renewal, new opportunities. Rabbit springs forth everywhere at the dawn of a new season, the season of planting, the season of new romance, uh, wafting in the air, the season of faith and new dreams. It says rabbit is a sacred symbol of good luck, radiating all of the energies of good luck. It is as if good luck and fortune seem to blossom upon, surrounding, and bless the path of the rabbit spirit animal. Rabbit appears on the horizon as a messenger that something new is on its way to you. What dreams are in your heart? Rabbit lives in the field of green, lush abundance. Rabbit symbolizes popping into your realm, is here to encourage you to explore the possibilities of what has to capture your attention and your imagination. Okay, so my phone's freezing here, you guys. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Says the rabbit is fertility, new opportunities, abundance, timing, imagination, intuition, and good luck. It says the rabbit symbolizes the imagination, open and vast realms and networks of new ideas. Just think of Alice in Wonderland, and you get the idea of how the rabbit is a creative genius with the use of his imagination. The art of creativity, visualization, oh my goodness, you guys, visualization, I can't say it. Oh my goodness. Visualization. You guys know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, opens you up to your own wonderland. Oh my goodness. It says it is as though you can sense the abundance and new opportunities around you. Something beautiful is accessible to you, waiting for you. Oh yes, it's surely on its way to you. Have you been wanting direction and feeling that a breakthrough or a big change is so close you can feel it? Rabbit spirit animal can nudge these things into your midst. If you have been feeling down or afraid of making a move in any direction, but particularly a new direction, Rabbit is here to save the day. Rabbit brings the lesson that you can only stand still in fear for so long, and then there comes a time that you must jump into action and make your move. Your fears may be keeping you stuck. Okay? Your heart is beating fast and you don't know where to turn. It is the rabbit that teaches that one must face his fears or remain stuck and vulnerable at the danger of deeper and deeper fears. Rabbit must dig deep into his courage and decide to make a run from the predators in the field. Rabbit masters the feat with the intuition of timing. Timing is key here, you guys. You do have the sun here, which is Leo. Okay. It says Rabbit is the perfect guide to teach us about the gift of timing. Rabbit shows us that our fears are our greatest foe and that there comes a time when we must make our move. The lesson is to learn to distinguish the signs that are always around us by tuning into the language of intuition. We must learn to hear, sense, and see the subtle sounds or subtle cues around us for opportunities and timing as well. This is orchestrated by developing and listening closely to your intuition. One of the very best ways for developing this exquisite gift of intuition is simply by observing nature. Rabbit speaks the sacred affirmation. In nature, we commune with the spirit world and our intuition awakens. It's also talking about babies, because rabbits breed quite quickly. It says the rabbit is a symbol of innocence, abundance, and the need for self-protection. Okay, so you guys might want to do a little research on that. Hopefully that helps you out. It is saying be optimistic, all right? But simplify things. Don't overcomplicate things. It's like if you want to buy a new car, you don't need a brand new car, all right? The second you drive that off the lot, it's going to decrease in value, all right? So a house will increase in value. A condo will increase in value, all right? Like also, you're going to be super upset when you get a scratch or a little mark on the car, you know, like whereas you buy a used car, it's paid off. You have extra money in your pocket. You have extra money to go out and do these adventures. You know, like it's owned by you. You're not owned by anybody else, you know, by the bank. You're not, you know, you have freedom. All right. What you need to grow is I'm humor. So you need to laugh at things. All right. See the irony in life. You know, if you trip and fall, get up and laugh. You know, it's not like acting all serious about it. You have the Knight of Cups and the Fool. So what you need to grow is being emotional. Okay, with the Knight of Cups, you have a fish in here, right? Could represent Pisces. You have the Fool. Okay, the Fool's not always foolish. In the Rider-Waite deck, he's sitting at the top of the mountain, which means that he has oversight. He can oversee everything. He can see his destination. In this card, you see they're looking at their destination. But he can see the right illumination here. We're going to do it this way. Okay. See if I can hold this. All right. Sun represents illumination. The Fool's on a journey. And the thing with the Fool when he's at the top of the mountain is he oversees his pathway. Once he's picked his destination, he has illumination in the sense that he can see all the obstacles that are going to block him. Right? So he's protected. He can see that he's going to have to go through a jungle. He can see that he's going to have to go over water and he's going to need a little boat. You know, like he doesn't need very much with them, just the necessaries. All right. Let's keeping it simple. I kind of feel like camping would be really good for you guys. Like fear is an illusion. It traps you, right? Like you don't want to be trapped here. Okay, so let's quickly read. This is getting longer than I wanted. Let's quickly read the fish here. Here we go. This is, what does a fish symbolize? A fish symbolizes fertility, feelings, creativity, rebirth, good luck, transformation, health, abundance, serenity, intelligence, happiness, strength, and endurance. Connecting us with the water element, it represents the deeper awareness of the unconscious or higher self. All right. And with the sun, like I said, you don't have to fear what's in the darkness. You fear what's in the light. Okay. The darkness, you can always shine light on it. Okay. So that represents the conscious. But the things that you have a hard time shining light on are what's already in the light. That's the unconscious. So you want to see in the unconscious. Okay. It says it means that you are fiercely independent, adaptable, and instinctive, gifted with the ability to foster wealth in life. Your endeavors naturally result in transforming everything into gold. But this does not mean that you go about seeking changes always, aided by the good sense to stay calm in adversity. You allow switches only when you think fit. Okay, so you might want to do a little research on the fish. Okay, in different cultures, I think that's interesting. In the Native American culture, fishes, particularly the salmon, are looked upon by certain northwestern tribes as a symbol of long life and wisdom. In some legends, the fishes are presented as shapeshifters controlling the water element. The fish symbolizes knowledge, inspiration, wisdom, and prophecy for the ancient Celts. They held that the salmon gained its wisdom by consuming the sacred hazelnuts from the knowledge well. Thus, eating a salmon meaning inheriting its store of knowledge. So you guys might need more iron in your system. Eating fish, right? It's high in fish oil could be beneficial for you. Okay, Japanese culture. Koi fishes are given by the Chinese during weddings as an emblem of fertility, devotion, and happy matrimony, since they are often found to swim in pairs. Believed to be as brave as a samurai warrior, a koi fish is said to swim up rivers as well as climb waterfalls by the Japanese. Over the years, they have endowed it with several positive qualities like courage and strength. In the Greek culture, according to their mythology, Aphrodite could evade hazardous events by swimming away, taking the form of a fish. Buddhism, here a fish, specifically in a pair of golden ones, symbolize one of the 8 symbols of the enlightened Buddha. Okay, that's interesting. There's other. It says in Judaism, here the quality of fish is to produce plenty of eggs, laid it to be taken as a symbol of fertility and luck. Hinduism, amidst the 10 invaders of the supreme god, the first is accepted as a, I can't even say that, Matsya, or one having the torso of a man, while the lower half that of a fish. Okay. So with the Buddhism, that sparks something. Okay, with I Am Simple, okay, Buddha, if you know the story of Buddha, all right, was quite wealthy. He grew up in, his father was a king. He had everything he ever wanted. He was quite sheltered from life. His father kept him indoors quite a bit. When he went out there and he seen what, that there was suffering and people died and they got sick and stuff like that, he actually gave up his life. All right, he walked away from everything he had known for a more simpler lifestyle. All right. Also in the culture, like dealing with Buddha, okay, his messengers and stuff like that, they weren't allowed to beg for meals for weeks. All right. They didn't have anything with them when they went out there. They relied on the kindness of strangers, but they were only allowed to get a meal for the day. They weren't allowed to get a meal for the next day, ask somebody for a meal for the next day. So that means that they were only allowed to ask for what they needed in that time, in the present, right? Because nobody knows what tomorrow's going to bring. So focus on the present is what I'm getting. I'm not sure why I'm saying all of this, but is what it is, all right? I mean, this is a month to focus on taking actions, okay? Going out and finding the information, going out and finding what emotionally fulfills you and makes you happy. Has nothing to do really with finances. If it is talking about finances here, it's talking about you need to be more resourceful with it, because you don't need to be going out there spending big money to get what you want. It's a lot more simpler than that. You can have what you want with less is more, is basically what you're getting, okay? Know what has true value, and meditation is highly important. And the message with the samurai, okay, samurais were like some of the first soldiers. This is getting really long, but I'm going to try to keep this brief. But the problem the samurai had was it came down to honor and pride, because when they were captured, they would kill themselves out of honor and pride, right? So you don't want to let your pride get in the way, all right? Like you're too prideful to go out there and find what it is you need, right? Like you don't want to ask for help or guidance. That's going to block you, right? Because you're being asked to go to the night level. So that means that there's people that have more knowledge than you. So you got to go out and seek it, right? Like they have wisdom, right? Like, so don't be afraid to ask for help, or look up the facts and the details from actual sources that have the information. But be thorough in checking the source, right? All right, you guys, hopefully this helped you out. Namaste. I will talk to you next month, and ciao for now.